Should national museums be free? Imagine you walk into a museum and you're immediately hit with a $20 price tag just to get into the building. Not only do I think it's diabolical that they can charge that much, but I do believe that all national museums and galleries should be free to the public. And today we're going to get into that. I think the biggest issue with putting a paywall behind a museum is it prevents all Americans from visiting the national museums, which I believe cuts off like a majority of the population. I mean, me personally, I don't want to pay $20 just to get into a museum. And especially when you have a family of four or more going into a museum, you could be paying upwards to $100 a piece just to get into the museum if the parents are paying. I think that's absolutely ridiculous that you can't just be like, "Hey, you have a family, yeah, all of you can just pay $20 to get in." No, you have to pay per person. You have to, even though you're all going to go home in the same car and talk about the same thing and see the same photos you took. But no, you have to pay you have to pay $20 a person, even for an infant. Yeah, charge them, get them on that. Museums aren't just for entertainment; they preserve everything, like everything that the U.S. has done in the past 250 years. We have so many artists, so many cultures, so much education thrown into these museums that we should be allowed to see this stuff for free. We have built up this big reputation. We should be allowed to see it. According to the American Alliance of Museums, museums serve as an educational institution that strengthens communities and provides a lifelong learning opportunity. And I truthfully believe that word for word. Not only do I believe that, I believe that we are kind of in a crisis of losing education across the board, especially with AI and stuff. Not going to go into that, but I do believe that we should allow, especially the younger generation, to witness these museums and allow them to go in and witness them to get educational prowess. It should just be available to all. The solution is right here. Just make them free. Make the admission free. There's no reason that we have to pay to get into a museum, especially when you have funding, you have government funding for the national museums. They have grants, they have membership fees. Some people can go in, they can see uh, background documents and stuff. They can see all sorts of stuff in these galleries, museums, and all such if they pay for memberships year round. Some people just pay to get their name put in like credits for the museum. That's great. You're making income. Not only that, but they have cafes and gift shops in the museum that can make money. So you're not losing any income off of this if you have other means of income. The Smithsonian Institution is a great example of this. They have free admission, welcome, just they welcome everybody. Um, it proves that you can have free admission. It's easy. It's right there. It's so close, but we're making it so difficult. And making more national museums free would remove financial barriers and still allow museums to receive funding, which I I think that's part of the argument that a lot of people have that say, "Oh, they shouldn't be free. We have to make money somehow." Well, it's right there. It other If other museums and institutions can do it, so can the national galleries. And truth be told, I mean, most of them are still free today, but just keep them that way, okay? And some of them need to change. Like there's a particular one up north in New York State that is still $22 a piece. I can't think of the name of it. I think it's the Hewitt Building. It's $22, and it shouldn't be. Imagine what your country could look like if everyone knew where they came from, their backgrounds, culture, without having to worry about your price. It's There shouldn't be a price tag behind this kind of stuff. I mean, if it's readily available to Google a lot of the stuff and just witness it on your desktop, computer, even a phone, there shouldn't be a reason why I can't go in person to see these things for the same price. Free 99. Um, I think it's nice that you would allow, especially bigger families. This is like my biggest gripe with it, because I grow up in a big family. You can have families allow them to go for free and cheap, and you, especially with certain prices of certain things right now, it would be great for a family to go down to DC for a vacation, such as I did a couple weeks ago, and be able to go see the different museums, galleries, and all sorts of stuff for free. It's great because then they don't have to worry about, oh, well, I just spent $150 at the museum. Now I have to worry about paying for food for my 5 children. Uh, it's kind of difficult, and you kind of eliminate that, and you allow them to kind of have that ability. And not only that, teachers, that's a big one, because I myself am a teacher, and I would absolutely love to take my students to a gallery, an art show, or specifically the National Gallery. I absolutely love the National Gallery. I love going, and it would be great to have free admission for students, and it still is, and it shouldn't change. Overall, if we all supported the free admission to the national museums, such as just going to museums every once in a while, I do believe that we can maintain the freeness of going to the national galleries, museums, that such. Talk to your friends and family why education matters. This is a big one for me, because I do believe that education should be just free. It should be available to all. There shouldn't be paywalls behind getting education, and it should just be available for everybody. And also support the organizations that pay for museums. Reach out, see what you can do. Me personally, I got in contact with one of my buddies that actually worked in a museum for a while. It wasn't any of the national museums or anything, but he worked in a museum for a while, and I asked him what I could do, and they do donations and such like that. And it's a great way to support these museums and keep them in business and allow us to visit them for free. um, and overall, I just want to say thank you for your time, and I hope you go out and visit a museum. Thank you. Have a good day.